So without further ado, here is the new car. But I'm stuck. Wow. Wow. Woo! So first, I actually just got off the battery cover here, and you can see this is kind of the half plastic K-brace that the car already has on it. When we put the new K-brace on, it will actually go all the way across. So I'm gonna most likely end up taking off all of this, but I should be able to reuse this hardware. Now that the cover's off though, I kind of wanted to show this. This was pretty cool. It says 9/22/14. So this is a 15. So it looks like our build date here was right around September of 2014. So pretty cool when you think about it. As well too, these bolts right here are both 13. So I'm gonna be popping these out. And while you are taking this out and you start to move some of the wires and other things out of the way, you'll see kind of this wire here and this wire. You definitely want to make sure you're taking the negative battery terminal off. And then this here, to my understanding, I can actually just use a little clip just to pull it up. These are actually where this part, this bar here, is going to attach and go across that way. So I'm going along and putting my pry tool kind of under the flathead part here, kind of getting it up a little bit, and then putting this piece in here to pop it up. You probably could get it with a flathead screwdriver, but I like this little tool. You just kind of push it in and you can see now that this is all popped up, and then you could pull it out. So just make sure you're leaving them to the side because you are going to reuse those when you put this back. So this is the brace that's going to be going in. So it's a full brace that actually gives the car a bit more structural rigidity in comparison to this kind of half plastic K-brace that I was talking about before. These two bolts I'm taking off with an open end wrench. These are 15 millimeters. Then this here I actually popped off with that blue tool I was using before, just to make sure that you're not really using a wrench to it because you can't really spin it and you'll end up destroying it. These two you got to move out of the way because this plastic piece is going to come off. There were two clips here, which I have down at the bottom. Those clips are gonna be important because I'm 99% sure we're gonna be putting those clips back into our new brace. As you can see, the two holes here. And now, you can't really take this off because of the wipers, but these down here, you're gonna be taking off those two bolts just to pull this out. There was another one right here, which I already pulled out. So 1, 2, 3, and that should be it for this here. And I'm using a 13, that's an open end wrench kind of here. So you can just put it right underneath. It's a little bit of an awkward spot, but after when you get it on, the bolt does start to twist off. So if you got an extra set of hands and can have somebody kind of hold this up while you're twisting it off, make this a load of difference. But now I got it loose enough so I can use my fingers, loosen it up. There is a nut underneath too, so just make sure you're holding it so you don't drop that nut all the way down to the ground. So again, gonna lift this up here. And actually, interestingly enough, my bad, this nut is actually stuck on, so that nut's not gonna fall. But now we got our bolt out here, so I'll leave that on the side. And these were those two tabs. Whoop, did I lose it? No, it's right there. Whoo! These are those two tabs that were right here. A little bit more. Still got that last bolt over there. So let's grab our 13, 14, 17. Where's 13? 15. 12, 13. It's always like that. Okay. Perfect. So I'll leave this back over here. So I'll put all these together. So there were 4 in total that I took out for that brace. And then I have the 2 that were over our strut tower. Now I should be able to just pull this out. Let me get it off that side. this up. A little bit of wiggling. Okay, we're off that. Perfect. Just like that. Now that's gonna be a big difference there. Okay, so I actually just kind of got it in temporarily, and I'm just trying to see. So I got it in the holes over there, and let's see if we can get it in. Ooh, those terminals, let's see. Because that way goes this way, so if I give it a good push, there we go, we're in. And now, hopefully everything will line up nicely, because this is actually from a, there we go. Now those holes are starting to line up. This is actually from a 2019 S5. Woo! Oh no, did I damage the car? No, I'm okay. Whoa. So like I was saying, this is actually from a, a 2019 S550, but boom, we are in, looking good. And now this here is actually gonna plop right on top. Oh, hi. Yeah, did you see me fall? Okay, so like we talked about, I have these 4 over here and right under there. Awesome, that's our first bolt, so push it down a little bit. Make sure it's in that hole. You don't want to tighten anything down right away. You're just gonna kind of hand thread all of the nuts in, so that one's in there. I'll get my second one. So now with those both taken off, that side's gonna go on this side here, and then this would go back on like that. Oh, excuse me. The bolt's gonna go on, then that's gonna go on. My bad, messed that up, but you can see what we're gonna be working with there. So we're getting this tightened down here. And then this will go back on top, and then I'm gonna connect the battery before I go back to doing this one. As a whole though too, just kind of stepping back and looking at it, wow, looking good. Still gonna need to grab 2 bolts from the store over there, 2 15mm, just to make sure I can get that side done. So I'll end up doing that later today just to finish everything up. So as you see, I'm just wrapping up here. I actually grabbed myself a little snack, but gonna talk about these clips here, and then a little bit later on at a different location, we'll wrap everything up, because I'm gonna be grabbing 2 bolts for that side like I mentioned, and then I'm actually gonna get a 15mm deep socket just so I can make sure these are extra tight here. So actually with these clips here, I recommend putting them in by actually squeezing here and then pulling them apart into 2, just so then when you put it in like this, pops in, and then you'll push your piece in here, just so it's a little bit easier to make sure that the clips are in nice. And then these 2 are gonna go over here by the battery side, so we'll twist these out. Push that part in first, and then twist it. Twist, twist, twist. Pop out. Push in, twist, and push. Now that's in nice. I'm actually gonna grab another one here too when I'm at the parts store, just because many moons ago I broke that one when I was putting these in, and I'll have them all matched there. Then 2 more here, and then essentially we're done with this part, just because again I'm missing these 2 bolts. So I told everybody I'd be coming back. Funny enough, I actually had to go back to my local Ford dealership and pick these bolts up because I was unable to get the bolts when I went to Home Depot. Then I went to Pep Boys, they didn't have it. AutoZone, they didn't have it either. Tried a couple of different bolts, they just weren't fitting right. That is the part number right there, so it's W71233-S440, and it was $1.69 for 2 screws. So now I'm tightening all this up, and then we should be good to roll. Put it nice and tight. Let me check the other side. Still gotta do that one. Let me tighten this guy again. Okay. Now I'll do the top. Okay. There we go. Wow, that's really hot. Just driving around a little bit. Voila. Make sure they're on nice and good. And then I'm gonna go through the hole again. We'll be putting our, where'd I put it? Oh, oogly smooglies. We'll be putting this piece back on here over the battery, and then I'm